I'm a cyclist and I live in the Pennines, and welcome to my channel. And today I've been out with Mike into my local hills, and these are the Pennines behind me, and believe me, it's rained today. But anyway, we've done two really good classic descents today in the wet. It was tricky at times, but we've arrived here back in one piece. And I'm back out on my good old Kona cooler. This is my winter hybrid. It's a bit of a Frankenstein. It's put together with all kinds of spare bits and bobs, but it does the job. And recently I've been checking the tyres, because after the Rapha Festi 500, that back tyre's gone through some pretty tough times. I've also replaced the chain on it, and that was showing signs of wear. And I've got these really nice new handlebar grips, and I must admit, they're very, very comfortable. So anyway, it's the 9th of January 2022. It's been a cold and wet one, and we've been out over towards Uppermill, but to a new cafe. It's a cafe in Greenfield. And here's the video, and I hope you enjoy it.
And so let's have a look at where we're based in the United Kingdom. And as you can see there, we're nestled in the foothills of the Pennines. And looking in a bit more detail, that's the route profile for today. And as always, it's going to be a hilly ride, even though it is a short one. And we're going to cycle to the Station Brew cafe, not far from Uppermill, near Greenfield today. And with two major climbs and descents of the day, the first one being the climb of the A640, which takes us over the top and drops us into Denshore. And after the cafe stop, we take on the descent of Buxtons Road, which drops us down in towards Shore. And again, these can be very fast roads, and the Tour of Britain has recently been all around this area. And some data for the ride today, well, it was a 30-mile bike ride. And in that short distance, the elevation gain was 2,267 feet. And the weather was going to be a major factor today, where it's going to be wet, bordering extremely wet. And the maximum speed was 39.3 miles per hour, which wasn't too bad given the conditions. But anyway, let's get back to the ride.
It's the 9th of January 2022. This week, the weather's been horrendous, and there's no other way of putting it. Well, this weather's not being kind to us. We're about 10 miles into the ride. On the A640, you'll know that, we're always up here. It drops us down to Denshore. Like I say, it's been a tough week, and today, the weather's not letting up. At least we get a good descent on the other side though. Okay, here's the descent now. It's really wet. Oh, we got lights again. Oh, they're on green, we're okay. 34 mile an hour. It's really raining. 36. Watch it now, just watch the cat's eyes. Coming through. Coming through. Watch this bend here, it's really, really wet. That's 32 mile an hour. They're back to 37 mile an hour, 38 mile an hour, 39 mile an hour. Not pedaling now. Right hander, 38 mile an hour. Just take it easy.
And so quickly moving on, we approach Uppermill at 14.5 miles into the ride. And this is in the civil parish of Saddleworth. It was once part of West Yorkshire, but is now part of Greater Manchester, but I'd like to think of it as being Lancashire myself. It's a bustling little village full of cafes today, with all kinds of pubs and restaurants, and antique shops. But due to its location being in the foothills of the Pennines, its history goes back to the textile industry, where there were lots of cotton mills for weaving and spinning. But we're not too far from the cafe now.
Yeah. So we've just done 15 miles. There's the cafe, Station Brew. Should we get a brew? And I'm wondering, because we are in Greenfield, they might do paella for Mike as well, you never know, do you? Paella, Mike?
Oh yeah, like a bit of paella.
Yeah. He's got enough
Gone off the block pudding.
Have you?
Well, yeah, I'm on a diet.
Ah.
So I've gone back to my native roots.
Yeah.
Spain.
All right, yeah.
So back on paella.
Get back on pies there.
Yeah, pies. Don't do paella.
Can I have a vegetarian sausage, that muffin, that, what's that? Go on here, I'm a tea, please.
And you know what? I really enjoyed that. And me and Mike chewed the fat about cycling in the cafe for about half an hour just to warm up. Oh, there you go.
That was a good cafe, wasn't it?
Really?
Proper good stop, that. Bikes are still here, Mike, as well.
Yeah, good. That's a plus, isn't it?
Right, let's get going then. Yep. Well, that weren't a bad cafe and I recommend it. We're going to make our way now up Chew Valley Road. I think we might swing a left and hopefully it might stop raining.
And I think it did stop for about 30 seconds.
Look at that for a view there, that is absolutely fantastic. This is Greenfield.
Oh, yeah.
And that, is that the other Sky Road up there, going up there?
Oh, yeah.
Right, well, it's absolutely tipping it down. There's no denying it. This is a wet ride. And I've got 2 pair of gloves on. I only need 3. So Upper Mill's that way, where we just came from. And Oldham's down this road here. Oh. It's proper wet, isn't it? What are you doing now? You got your windscreen wipers on?
And so here we are now on the final descent of the day. This is Buxtons Road. It's on the B6197. And at the summit of this descent, we're at 1,088 feet above sea level, where we drop down to 584 feet in the valley below. Now this is quite a technical descent. It can be very, very fast on its day. But with it being really wet, I was taking no risks whatsoever. The KOM down here actually is a local rider who also has a YouTube channel. He's called Callum Belfield. And he's gone down here in 2 minutes and 50 seconds, which is fantastic when compared to Alex Dowsett in the 2019 Tour of Britain. He came down here in 2 minutes and 56 seconds. However, on that day Alex covered 105 miles in 4 hours and 6 minutes. And that just goes to show where the pro peloton is compared to the average keen cyclist like me and my car. We'd never be able to do that. So this descent is 1.85 miles long, and you've got to be very careful because you go from quite an open aspect at the top as you approach a very built up area lower down. And on this occasion I let Mike go, but nearer towards the bottom I did put some effort through the pedals and I caught him up. I maxed out at 38.8 miles per hour on this descent today, and I was happy with that. And looking at my data, I came down here in 4 minutes and 26 seconds, which was my second quickest time down here. And that brings this ride to an end. And so for the first week of 2022, I've now cycled 162 miles. And looking back at 2021, I cycled over 9,200 miles, with a total elevation gain of 599,003 feet.
Bus go by. Always a noisy bus.
Just looking after doing a bit of train crossing. Is the 127 from Manchester to Oldham.
We're not looking at the view.
Oh,
Cut! And it's been absolutely shocking weather.
Oh, shocking.
The ice, went to work
The
on,
ice.
was it Thursday or Friday?
I went to work.
Echo here.
Lovely. Oh, yeah. Lovely view. Oh no, we're in Greenfield. They keep cocking it up here.
Has anyone got any trill for this parrot? That was a good cafe, wasn't it?
Really should have gotten
Proper good. Oh,